Parshas Yisro opens up with the pasuk saying, "Vayishma Yisro kohen Midyan, Chosei Moshe es kol asher asa Elokim leMoshe l'Yisrael." Yisro heard all of that Hashem did for Moshe and Yisrael because Hashem took the Bnei Yisrael out of Mitzrayim. And Rashi explains what is it that Yisro heard that motivated him to now join the Jewish people. After all, he was in Midyan, he was not in Mitzrayim. He heard something that so moved him that made him actually join the Jewish nation. Rashi explains to us, he heard Kriyas Yamsuf and Melchamas Amalek. He heard the tremendous miracles that Hashem brought for the Jewish people in the splitting of the sea. He heard the tremendous miracles that Hashem brought with the war in Amalek. And this so moved him to the point that he said, I too need to see this. I too need to be a part of this. He as well wanted to convert. Now, interestingly enough, no sooner does Yisro come to the camp than Moshe Rabbeinu greets him, and very shortly thereafter, the pasuk in pasuk Ches says, "V'yisaper Moshe lechosno es kol asher asa Hashem leparo l'Mitzrayim." One of the first things that Moshe Rabbeinu does is he explains to Yisro all that Hashem did to Paro and Mitzrayim. Rashi explains why is that. Limshoch es libo lekarva l'Torah, to bring Yisro closer to Torah. What is it that he told Yisro to bring Yisro closer to Torah? He told him all of the miracles that Hashem did on the Yam and all of the miracles that Hashem did to Amalek. The problem is that that's exactly why Yisro came, meaning the very first pasuk in Yisro explains to us the motivation that brought Yisro to come to the Jewish nation was that he heard about Amalek. He heard about the Kriyas Yamsuf. So no sooner does he come there than Moshe Rabbeinu, is an attempt to get Yisro more closer to Hashem. What does he do? He explains to him all about the war of Amalek and the splitting of the sea. But the problem is, not only did Yisro know about that already, Yisro already acted on that. In fact, that was the motivation that brought him here to come to join the Jewish nation. And Baruch Davidowitz asks us as a question, and I believe the answer to this is a profound concept in human nature. And that is, there are many, many levels to excitement, many, many levels to feelings. And even though it's true that Yisro clearly understood the greatness of the miracles, he was well aware of what had happened in Mitzrayim, was well aware of what happened on the Yam Suf, and was well aware of the nace of Hashem saving the Jewish people from Amalek, there was still additional levels of excitement, of involvement that he could have had. And the first thing that Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to do was to ensure the fact that Yisro was as motivated, as driven, as excited as possible, that he felt it to a greater extent. And this illustrates that single concept that a person can know things, but there's knowing and fully feeling it. There's what we call herring and dahering, meaning being aware of something and then emotionally feeling it. And even though Yisro was cognitively aware, he didn't fully emotionally feel it, and therefore Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to bring another level to his understanding, another level to his emotion, so that he could accept the Ol Malchus and the sovereignty of Hashem to a greater extent. And this concept plays out in a very real way in our lives. If we ever find ourselves sort of bored with Judaism, bored with religion, one of the key reasons is because a human being needs constantly to reinvigorate and re-excite themselves. If davening today is the same davening as it was yesterday, it will be by nature boring because it loses some of the luster, loses some of the excitement. And the Rishonim tell us one of the most important things that a human being must do is constantly reinvigorate their understandings, come to new concepts. And the Chovos HaLevavos explains that if a person wants to grow in Emunah, he should look to find a chiddush in Ma'aseh Bereishis, find some novelty within the creation every day of his life. If he'll study the creation and see new wonders, see new features that he didn't recognize the day before, he'll constantly reinvigorate, constantly re-excite himself, and reach higher and higher levels of his total involvement with Hashem and his total involvement in Yiddishkeit. Much hatzlacha.